What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and in a shocking turn of events, Democrats in the House of Representatives are revolting against the new bills going forward to help out Ukraine, pandemic aid assistance, and also government funding. That is right. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest just happening in the last hour. This is your breaking news stimulus package and stimulus update. Now, you guys, as you know, I reported to you yesterday that they had an omnibus bill that was going to include all of these different allocations of funds that were going to be going out. And today we're hearing that there is revolts, and that is because from the American Rescue Plan, the money that was supposed to go out to states, a lot of them are saying, we never got it, and we're not going to accept any more funding going out unless we get taken care of. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys. As you know, here on the channel, I keep you up to date on federal level stimulus checks, the potential of those coming out. They're not included right now in any federal bills coming out from Congress. However, we have been seeing state, city, and county checks coming out from funds from the American Rescue Plan. What we're hearing is states are now saying, hey, we didn't get all that funding. You guys, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest video footage coming out, as it was expected that this was going to be hitting the House today. Almost 3,000 page omnibus bill coming out last night. They have until Friday to get this done and get it to the Senate and signed. And now we're hearing there is a revolt taking place in the House, stopping funds for Ukraine, stopping additional government spending and funding, government funding, and also additional pandemic assistance. So you guys, let me get you caught up on the latest. This is just happening right now. And also, if you missed my video earlier this morning, you might want to check it out. As we've heard, the president has signed executive orders banning Russian oil. Inflation is going to be going up, and gas prices, we're hearing they're going to be going up higher as well. Brace yourselves. And also executive orders this morning against cryptocurrencies. And the United States is going to be analyzing them, trying to stop Russia from getting around sanctions. This is going to be an attempt to centralize cryptocurrencies. Major news for the financial systems globally, you guys. So check that out right after this one. But right now, let's get you caught up on the latest. Let's start off with some video footage. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on. And yes, I know right now there is a lot. Don't forget, before we do those, if you appreciate it, smash the like button. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. That simple gesture really helps me out with the algorithm. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free, you can come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram and shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance. I'm going to be releasing more content on there for people interested in personal finance and growing wealth, and also more stuff in the works on the way I'll be sharing with you here soon. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive right in. And first, let's take a look at some video footage that came out of what was supposed to unfold today.
We can now put some final numbers on all of that increased spending, and they are pretty significant. There will be $13.6 billion in aid to Ukraine, covering humanitarian and economic relief, as well as defense assistance. There's $15.6 billion for COVID. That's buying antivirals and funding global vaccine access. And that emergency spending comes on top of the $1.5 trillion to fund the government for the fiscal year. Non-defense spending will go up by 6.7%. The biggest boost in 4 years, according to Democrats. Defense spending will go up by 5.6%, including money for border security. Now, the text of this bill is nearly 3,000 pages, and it dropped in the middle of the night, but the House is still planning to vote on it today. Then it needs to go to the Senate, and the government runs out of money on Friday. So lawmakers are also passing a bill to move that deadline to March 15th. One final wrinkle, guys. The bill to ban Russian oil that was supposed to pass in the House yesterday, that's now happening today after Republicans and even some Democrats were upset that the president moved on his own and ended up sidelining what had been a bipartisan effort to impose an even tougher sanctions package.
So there you have it, you guys. That was earlier this morning, and as I mentioned to you, it's supposed to happen today, but now take a look at this article. Just came out about 30 minutes ago from the time of this recording. House Democrats, they struggled to pass a massive spending bill amid a party revolt. Now, the article says that House Democratic leaders, they're going to be pushing to pass a massive $1.5 trillion government spending bill on Wednesday, today, that will include billions of aid for Ukraine, but are facing problems locking down votes amid last-minute disputes within their party over how the bill deals with pandemic relief. The massive spending bill is the product of months of negotiating, but the sprawling legislative text, which runs 2,741 pages, was released around 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday this morning, just hours before House leaders plan to try to jam it through the chamber and leaving little time for lawmakers to review the measure. Lawmakers are under pressure to pass the bill ahead of a Friday deadline when the government funding is set to expire in order to avert a government shutdown. But instead of moving swiftly ahead to pass this legislation, Democrats are now embroiled in an inter-party fight that is threatening to slow down the efforts as members openly voice frustrations and anger over how leadership has handled the process. The sweeping spending bill, known on Capitol Hill as the Omnibus, was unveiled earlier Wednesday morning and is a product of months of talks between negotiators to fund the federal government through the end of the fiscal year. Now, in addition to $13.6 billion in aid for Ukraine, the bill provides $15.6 in pandemic relief money. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced on Wednesday that $8 billion in funds from programs in the American Rescue Plan, a massive pandemic relief passed last year, could be used to offset the costs of the pandemic response. And here is where the conflict comes in. Listen to this, you guys. But some House Democrats are now revolting, saying that the provisions that offset the roughly $16 billion pandemic relief money hurts their states, according to sources involved in the talks. Democrats may have to make last-minute changes to accommodate their concerns, including potentially eliminating pandemic relief altogether. The reason Democratic lawmakers from states like Washington, Michigan, and Ohio and others are upset is because they believe that the money from the American Rescue Plan that is being allocated as an offset for the government funding bill is money that was promised to their states that they have not yet received, and Democratic aides tell CNN. So a lot of people are saying, there's no money in my state. You talk about state and city stimulus checks, there's nothing here. Well, states like this, Michigan, Ohio, Washington, they're saying they never got their money, and now they're trying to reallocate the money from that American Rescue Plan to this one, and states are saying, hold on, no, that is supposed to be the money that we were supposed to get that we never got. And this is stopping the process of them passing this omnibus bill. Now, if that is indeed the case, that is an issue in itself, that all of this funding that was supposed to go out, that people were supposed to get to help them through the pandemic, never got into their hands, never even got to the states. That is incredible, you guys. Now, in a letter, Democrats explaining the offset, Pelosi wrote, the administration has identified $8 billion from the American Rescue Plan programs that have expired with remaining funds available. So they're saying that this money is expired. It's done. Nobody used it. Democrats were also able to ensure that the remaining payments to localities received no cuts in funding. Republicans continue to insist on state cuts, but we are able to ensure that all states receive at least 91% of the state funds that they expected to receive. So they're also acknowledging here that they didn't receive 100% of what they were supposed to get. However, an aide explained that while some states got the money set aside for pandemic relief all at once in the American Rescue Plan, other states received their funds in two tranches, and the funding that is being reallocated from the American Rescue Plan now, they believe that is the second tranche. This affects about 30 states. About 30 states, they're saying, are likely going to be getting cut short of funds they should have received if they make this reallocation. We want this money back, an aide told CNN. But the aide stopped short of saying if members would support the final omnibus bill and instead characterized the situation as an ongoing conversation. Now, the concern, according to multiple members and aides, is that some states will lose out on money that wasn't appropriated. That means a loss in funds for some of those states, and the fact that some of the new money is being offset by unspent money was done in order to get some GOP votes, but now leadership is facing Democratic backlash. Leaving Pelosi's office, Democrats were confident that they would be able to quell the revolt among members furious about how the spending bill affects the state's pandemic relief money. We are not rewriting it, said Representative Jim McGovern of Massachusetts, Democrat, chairman of the House Rules Committee. I think there is a path forward, and we're going to get this done, said Catherine Clark, a member of the leadership as well. Our plan is to get this done today on the floor. We know how critical this is. As House Democratic leaders grapple with the issue, Pelosi moved to delay her weekly news conference by more than 2 hours. So she is delaying that because they have got to get this figured out, and they want to get it done today. They're saying they're going to get it done. But you guys, that is some serious misallocation there. If there's billions of dollars of state funds that didn't make it, and a lot of people are saying, hey, we never got anything for our states, our cities, our counties. I hear it all the time from people here on the channel in the comments saying, we never got anything. Everybody says they feel like California got all the money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. But we will see if they're going to be able to take care of this. They've got to get this done by Friday. So you guys, that is the latest huge news coming out on that, and they're not going to be able to get anything done with Build Back Better or anything until they get this taken care of, because this is very important. We're looking at a government shutdown. They're trying to fund Ukraine. They're trying to provide additional pandemic aid. This will stop everything, you guys. So I will keep you up to date here on the channel. I thought today we were going to be having a video that says bill passed. It passed the House of Representatives, but it looks like that is not the case. Now, I will keep you up to date, like I said, as more information rolls out. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next video. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And with that being said, you guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Hope this reaches you well. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.